So welcome again to Rephotography. So I'm going to step in here due to the excessive wind noise that was around me at the time. And welcome to Budapest. What I want to do in today's video is go through the steps in the preparation for the Rephotography tour that I was about to make. And there's an extensive amount of preparation needed here if you want to be effective. And then, of course, go through the results. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's go. So here's the process that I went through in order to prepare for my visit to Budapest. Step one will always be to go onto Google and do a research. And as you can see here, I Googled Budapest city architecture, and I found a whole number of reports that listed some of those buildings, some of those potential options. So I go through the reports and put a list together of those buildings that potentially I want to go and photograph. The next step, having put together that list, is to look at some history on the building. Wikipedia is a great option here. You may find that in fact the building went through major restoration, renovation in the last 20, 30 years. So if you were to compare it with a postcard from 100 years ago, you may find two completely different buildings, which is not advantageous. So do some research on that. And within Budapest, there has been a lot of renovation. Following World War II, there was a lot of destruction of the old buildings, but I was actually really pleasantly surprised at what I found, and most of the old buildings were still in great condition, expertly, wonderfully restored. Then I would go onto Google Maps, go onto Street View, and actually take a look at the building, and this will help you identify the location. So once we've gone through that, we've done the identification for potential opportunities. We've identified the location. Next, I'm going to research for some images. And one of the best options here is just to look to see if the city has an archive that's available. I didn't find one for Budapest, but I still found plenty of images. Next is for each of the buildings, make a folder and store your images for each of your buildings in individual folders. This is going to make it so much easier when you're out in the field and you have that building in front of you to be able to review the images that you have. The last thing I'm going to do is to then put together a map of how I want to visit these. Typically, I would complete a GPS route going from building to building. But in this particular instance, because I was with friends, I knew that I wouldn't be able to stay true to that route. So I just created a map, as you can see here, showing the identification of those buildings. So as we were visiting the various sites, I knew that I could go off and photograph a building. So that's how I prepared. Let's see some of the results now. So if you found this beneficial and you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up is always welcome. And of course, please do subscribe. There'll be more videos looking at rephotography in various cities. So I look forward to joining you then. Thanks and goodbye.